We're going to put on a pot of chili for tonight. We have some dried beans here. There's actually 2 pounds of pinto beans, but I went ahead and I've got 1 pound boiling already on the stove to go into the crock pot. We have about 1.5 pounds of ground beef, lean ground beef, that is 90%. We have a whole onion, a bell pepper, some beef broth, and some various spices and salt and pepper. So let's get started. The onion and the green pepper diced. We're going to add this into the skillet with the ground beef and let it all saute together. Okay, as you can see, we have this in with the ground beef. We're just going to put a top on it and let it cook here and get nice and browned. I have these beans that I boiled because I forgot to soak them. So I boiled them for 2 hours. And now I'm going to go ahead and add them into the crock pot. I have put the beef broth already in here. Let it warm up. So I added them in here with the broth, and the water that was already in the pot with the beans went in here as well. I have not added any spices or anything else to these beans at this point. I'm going to go ahead and put the top on it and let these sit here and cook while we wait on the ground. I mixed up a chili mix here for our beans. I used a teaspoon each of cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. This is going into the beans now. That ground beef is coming along. I'm going to turn it up just a little because it's taking a little longer than I'd like it to. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of minced garlic into the ground beef mixture. And just going to stir that in and let this continue to brown. It's done. We're going to go ahead and drain this in a colander and rinse it real well before we add it to the chili. Water back in this pot to get all the little bits off the bottom of the pan. They will go in the chili and it'll just add more flavor. And I forgot, I need to add a can of tomatoes. So we are adding a can of diced, fire roasted tomatoes to the pot of chili. We have added the ground beef, the beans, and the spices now. So we're going to put this this can of tomatoes in here, and then we're going to let it simmer. Okay, we've got the tomatoes in here, and now we are complete. We will taste this after we've let it simmer a couple of hours, and we probably will need to add some more spices. The first round of spices was simply something to get it really started blending together, but there'll probably some additions that will make closer to finishing. Looks good. Smells really good too. Okay, here's our chili. I'm going to thicken it just a little bit and taste it and see if we need to add any finishing spices here. Taking that with a couple tablespoons of cornstarch and water. I did add a little salt, but it's really good. So we won't be adding anything else. I'm going to go ahead and plate. And we're going to serve that with a dollop of sour cream, some cilantro, and some cheddar cheese. Looks delicious. Enjoy!